If you've ever gone through a stressful event, a stressful situation, whether it was something short term or something that lasted for a while, something more long term, you know firsthand how exhausting, how depleting stress can be to you. And even if you were lucky enough to not go through something like that personally, you may have been witness to a family member or a friend or an acquaintance, someone you know, who has gone through a stressful situation, whether it's a short-term situation or something prolonged. So you probably have seen in that person how exhausting, how depleting stress can be. It's so important to realize that this is one of the effects associated with stress. There are many, many effects associated with stress, and I talk about those throughout these videos. But today's focus will be on the depleting nature of stress to us. When stress affects us in this way, it affects many areas of life. It's not just about being tired or exhausted as a result of having gone through a stressful situation. This is about having the energy of life being sucked out of you. If you've gone through a stressful situation, then you know what I'm talking about. Or if you've witnessed someone else go through that, then certainly you know what I'm talking about. And it's more than just not having the extra energy to do extra things. It can manifest itself in so many ways, including your health. It can rob you of your life energy, not only to do things, but also to maintain a certain level of health. And when your body does not have the proper energy to be healthy and strong and resilient because of stress or anything else for that matter, then you become much more susceptible to illnesses of all kinds. This is the same for your physical health as it is for your emotional and psychological health. So, in addition to perhaps becoming ill, maybe something as seemingly simple as catching a cold as a result of a stressful situation or after having gone through a stressful situation, or something much more serious like a chronic illness or serious illness, maybe something as significant or as scary as cancer or heart issues. You can also experience things such as depression or feelings of anxiety or having panic attacks, or things like avoiding contact with others or avoiding situations, avoiding the world altogether. Maybe stress could manifest itself or result in a PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder type of illness. So as you can see, the depleting nature of stress can have some significant effects on us. So it can affect your physical health, it can affect your emotional and psychological health as well. And of course, it will affect your ability to lead a full, normal, happy life. When you simply don't have the energy to get on with your day and do the things that you would like to do, things that maybe you have done in the past, things that bring you joy, playing with your kids, getting together with your friends and family, doing extracurricular activities, if you will, or getting involved in hobbies and things like that, then this depleting nature of stress and stressful events in your life is robbing you of being able to lead a normal, full, enjoyable life that you would have otherwise led. I bring this up to make you aware of it because sometimes this can really sneak up on you when you're experiencing stress, whether it's short-term stress that maybe different things happen on a frequent or semi-frequent basis where you experience stressful situations one after the next and then the next and then the next, or whether you are exposed to something that is a prolonged type of stressor where you're experiencing stress on a prolonged basis, or for some people it's both, where certain situations in their lives are something that just happens on a prolonged basis, and then on top of that they're experiencing stressful situations that are shorter events, but there are multiples of those, so it seems like they absolutely cannot get any kind of reprieve from stress and stressful situations. So whatever the case may be, sometimes this depletion of energy can really kind of sneak up on you. You don't even realize that the level of energy you used to have is no longer there. Maybe you think to yourself, I'm getting older, maybe that's normal, maybe I just have less energy than I used to. Maybe others tell you that. Maybe you come to that conclusion on your own, or you're guessing, you're trying to figure out why you don't have that energy. And maybe you're thinking, well, that energy will return to me. But unfortunately, unless you are proactive in trying to, one, stop that depletion of energy that comes from stress and stressful events in our lives, and two, be proactive in replenishing, regaining, or replacing that energy in your life, then you cannot expect anything to change, or at least not anything in terms of significant changes. So it's so important that you take a look at your life in terms of the stress, the stressful events, what kind of stressors you have in your life. Are you experiencing prolonged stress? Are you experiencing multiple short-lived stressful events? And how are those affecting your energy levels? How are those depleting you, robbing you of your health, your quality of life? And then once you're able to realize what's happening with you, you can take measures to replenish energy in your life, to replenish that which is depleted by the stressful events in your life. So how do you replenish that which stress robs from you? The biggest piece of advice for that is self-care. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't schedule time for self-care, then you cannot expect for magic replacement of anything that was depleted, your energy, your life force, your joy for life, your ability to deal, your resilience. All of those things will not just magically be replenished. You have to be proactive and taking care of yourself. Self-care is the number one thing that you can do, of course, in conjunction with working on reducing stress in your life, so that you're effectively trying to plug up the hole of what is depleting your energy, while you're also trying to refill that vessel with renewed energy, with renewed resources, so that you can be healthy and strong and resilient. And we all know that stress isn't going away, even if you did everything right and took care of everything in the best way possible in terms of stress prevention and stress reduction, there will always be some kind of stress in your life. And by stress, I mean the negative type of stress. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be proactive in trying to strengthen yourself and replenish that energy of your life, your essence, your life force, your joy for life, your engagement in your life through self-care. So make sure that you engage in as many self-care activities as possible. What kinds of self-care activities could you engage in? Everything from proper sleep, proper exercise, proper diet, unwinding, taking vacations, taking time off, enjoying hobbies, doing things that are fun and enjoyable, spending time with people or animals or both whose company you enjoy. Don't make an assumption that if you spend time with a friend or an acquaintance or even family, it's all good if you don't enjoy that person's company and if they bring more stress into your life. So make sure that you are paying attention to how you are taking care of yourself. Take time for quiet time and me time and self-care time, meditation, exercise, diet, all of those things, as I already mentioned, are very important when it comes to self-care. So as depleting as stress is in our lives, in your life and my life, we have the responsibility to, one, plug up that hole so that we don't continue to lose all of that energy, but also replenish it on a regular and ongoing basis. Even if you've mastered stress management and stress reduction, you always have to take care of yourself and replenish that life force, that life energy in your life.